Welcome.
Don't be late and then mess around with me, all right? I'll throw the camera at you, all right?
Welcome.
Don't do my hands either. I mean, you can do the intro. You can do the intro if you want to.
No.
Welcome to another episode of the Back Catalogue podcast. This is the podcast where we...
What is this?
Welcome.
Everyone settle down. All right?
I don't know why I do that every time.
It's podcast time. Welcome. All right, go. I got tears in my eyes. Go.
This is the podcast where we... I mean, me, Apple, and my... Dude, I can't. And my co-host / co-founder, Vincent. We dive into Disney Plus streaming service. We tell you, the listener and the viewer, what is worth it and what is not. And Vincent, we're back in here.
We're back. Welcome.
We didn't go as far back in the back catalogue as previously. I'm just still thinking about like the fact that I've been doing those hands. Like how many videos have we done?
I'll just make a compilation video of you just doing welcome. Welcome.
And I try to keep it like the same, like, you know, the same tone.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not excited. I'm neither excited nor not excited. I'm somewhere in the middle.
You're not doing YouTuber Minecraft / any video let's play.
What the hey guys?
No, not the hey guys, well, welcome back to the channel. You ever seen them heads?
I have seen them heads. I can't do it. As in, I physically can't do it, but I also can't watch further, past that.
Shocker. Because if you go into the video and it says welcome, you're welcomed.
You're welcome.
But if some guy goes, hey guys, and moves his head around, bro, that's click out the video.
That's like you got to...
Not dislike, because some people might like that. And
oh, yeah, 100%. But
it's just not what I'm about.
If you're their friend, just check in on them, you know? Make sure like everything's all right. Because like there's stuff that's not all right.
Like, go to them, hey guys, are you all right?
Like there's stuff that's not all right with us. And we'll get into that in AD, you know, specifically like heads like rocking up late and whatnot.
Yeah.
You know, I could only look at so many Instagram videos before I got sick of Instagram. You know what I mean? Vinny rocks up late and he like can't even make eye contact with me because he's like, man, I messed up. Like I'm the one that messed up. You know, I mean, there's always circumstances for individuals rocking up late, but just Vinny's reaction to rocking up late. I'm going to be laughing at that throughout, so I'm sorry if I like break into laughter. But should we just let them know that we're doing 2002's very own Star Wars Attack of the Clones?
We are doing the second episode of Star Wars out of the 9 plus spin-offs.
Plus spin-offs, man. Yeah, you got to think about the Star Wars stories. Should I give them some facts before we like get into this?
Yes, sir.
All right, this got the 6.5 out of 10 on the IMDb. It's got the 65% on the Rotten Tomatoes.
Far out. That's
balanced, right?
That's balanced.
You know?
That's Thanos is looking at it, he's going, my work here is done. I can clock off.
That's exactly what I was thinking. I was thinking like 100% Thanos is like, bro, this is why I joined Disney, you know? This is why I joined Disney. It has a budget of $115 million US dollars. And then again, it says $120 million US dollars. I don't know, maybe they did like some reshoots or something because there's two budgets here. Has a box office of $653.8 million US dollars.
How much?
653.8. Okay. And let me give you the synopsis before we get into this. And I you know, there's going to be Google questions.
Yeah, there is. I'll get them up.
Young Anakin and Padme fall in love as galactic war looms. Now, you see that synopsis, you think I'm clicking out of this movie. I didn't come here for, you know, such a deep romantic plot. I came here for pew pew. I came here for zoom things. You know what I mean? Like you came here for lightsaber things.
Zoom.
You came here for blaster things. But we'll get into whether or not, you know, the romance takes over this film too much or maybe too little. Maybe you wanted more, but we'll get into that. And once Vincent gives the Google questions, I'm going to give you what we're going to talk about today.
So the first question is, how much older is Padme than Anakin?
That's a question that I was asking myself.
And we're talking Padme as in Pad Thai, mate. All right, we're going back to that because I'm not saying Padme. 5 years older.
No,
5 years older.
Last time you said Padme.
Did I?
Padme.
No. Well, anyway.
Yeah, but 5 years older. It seems older than that.
Oh, well, yeah.
Well, I mean, in the first one, he's a kid. Like, unless he's like the midichlorians are helping him age differently. You know what I mean? He's a kid.
He went to that cloned planet. They juiced him up a bit.
Yeah.
Chucked some hormones.
It's because
Grew a rat's tail.
She was like she was a princess at that point, and I know that
Wasn't
princess.
she a queen?
I'm pretty sure she was Princess Amidala, yeah. But also like she was doing things.
Right, it was 100% Queen Amidala.
Anyway, we'll get into that. I'm pretty sure it was Princess, but that's neither here nor there. That was in the previous one.
Neither here nor there.
Yeah. Go on with the good.
Who is the bad guy in Star Wars Episode 2? Darth Sidious.
Yeah, bro.
Is he in the movie?
He's just named. He is in the movie, but like you don't know it's him yet if you're watching. Spoilers for Star Wars, but he's in there. He's in there.
He's in there.
You just don't know it's him at this point.
But that's like having Jaws and there's just no shark.
No, the shark's there, but it's like not doing anything like it's just background things.
That's right. You just see a fin in the water
like,
from a distance, and you're like, bro, you for real? Let's take the boat over here.
And, it's all just about like politics. That's exactly what this is. This is Jaws without the shark, but he's there.
Yeah, that's right. He's there, but he's not, and he's just named.
Wait,
is that Jaws? I don't know, bro. I can't see. It's just a fin.
This is why you need to get us to 5 stars. If you get us 200 reviews, 200 5-star reviews to be exact, on Apple Podcasts, that will allow us, and by us I mean me, Apple, my co-host / co-founder Vincent, that will allow us to be Rotten Tomatoes reviewers, and you'll see a Rotten Tomato review saying that Star Wars Episode 2 is like Jaws, but without the shark. And then we'll go into the other things that we said.
So next one is, does Anakin kill Padme? That's not in this movie. That's not in this movie. Which I've just read, so don't worry about that. Who married Anakin and Padme?
Yeah, bro. Who did it? Who did it?
Far out, dude. Look at this. I'm getting a whole...
You're getting a whole backstory?
Conflict during the date, 22 years before the Battle of Yavin. Place, Vari Kino, Lake Country, Naboo. Outcome, Anakin Skywalker and Padme Amidala are secretly married. Participants. Here we go. Bro, we got the officiant.
Yeah.
Aguilera is the officiant.
Bro, shout out. Is that Christina Aguilera? Is that like her namesake?
Yeah, Christina Aguilera.
It's like R2 and C-3PO, right?
Yeah, and then they're the witnesses. And then Padme is the bride and Anakin is the groom.
And like we'll get into the fact that C-3PO is the worst character in all of the Star Wars series, but we'll get into that later.
Who is the most evil in Star Wars? Grand Moff Tarkin is number 1.
Oh, bro, he ain't even in this movie.
Who is he? Is that Mandalorian Man's?
No.
No? Oh, that's Moff Gideon.
Yeah, no. The Grand Moff Tarkin's in the A New Hope, and he's like, bro, I'm old. I'm saying like, look at this planet. I've just blown it up, bro. Press the button,
Press the button.
Like, he's doing that things, then he dies,
Okay.
But I guess like if you're doing planetary, explosions.
That's right. That's
pretty evil.
That's sizable explosions.
But also, how's he the most evil when there's like other heads pulling the strings?
It does seem strange.
It does seem strange.
Bro, Darth Vader not even on this list. I mean, he's not. I mean, look, I'd say he's probably there.
I mean, but
what's his name? Palpatine is number 8.
Dude, Palpatine's the man with the strings.
That's right. He should be up the top.
In fact, he's with the strings in
all the movies.
In all the movies. We find out later that he's like doing string things even when he's on a string.
He made the strings. He made the strings.
He made it. Anyway,
and he's on the strings. That's right.
He's on the strings at that point. So
if you're creating the strings and you're pulling the strings and also you're doing the strings for yourself.
Yeah, dude. Like this, can I get into like strings, like specifically, like specific strings, like different types of strings, the ones with like greater thickness.
Yeah,
that he would specifically
like
crochet
business,
strings.
Yeah,
now I want to
get into,
as
in computer science.
Oh, bro, absolutely. I want to get into what we're going to talk about today.
All right, I actually made some notes for this one. Believe it or not.
One, we're going to try to give a better synopsis as to what is actually going on here, because bro, you see Attack of the Clones, right? You're thinking, man, they're going to be clones like for a lot of this movie. You see that synopsis that I read, you're thinking this is just a romantic story. This is a Romeo and Juliet type, right? But there's more than that, or is there? I don't know. Is there a lot? Is there too much? We're going to talk about something that I know that Vincent, you love to talk about. We're going to talk about the environments. We're going to talk about the sets, the settings, whether they feel like they are real places that people live in and they use every single day.
Whether the explosions look like they've been photoshopped in.
Like on that app where it's like you're standing there and the cars like explode behind you.
Yeah, and then you just do this. And fall back a bit. And the explosion's actually from the back, so it doesn't actually match up. You're going, bro, this does not compute.
Yeah, dude. And, we'll talk about, did George Lucas write this with like glandular fever? Was he doing glandular fever things like me in last week's
He watched
episode?
Werewolf with Benicio del Toro.
It was that movie called Wolfman or something,
I don't know.
Man who is a wolf. He turned into a wolf. But should we like get into this? So what do you think was the main plot of this movie? Because there's a lot going on.
The main plot of this movie was...
And this is your first time watching it as well.
This is my second time watching this.
This is your second time watching it, of course.
And I have to say, we watched the first 6 movies in preparation for...
Did we watch all of them? I thought it was just the old ones.
We watched all of them.
Oh, bro.
No, we didn't watch the new trilogy.
Of course, because that
wasn't out. But we watched all 6 and we watched them in this order. And I remember thinking, because, everyone says the first 3 movies are not that good.
Which we'll get into whether or not we agree with that.
Yeah, and when I watched it the first time, I was thinking, these are decent, these are good movies. I'm enjoying these movies. Watched episode 1 a month ago or whenever that was. That's not that great of a movie.
It's still pretty good.
It's not bad, but it's average.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, I'll go into that.
This one, I'll tell you right now, I dislike this very much so.
Yeah.
This movie sucked.
Yeah, we'll get into why this movie sucked, and specifically what we did during this movie, because I did things.
I was on Reddit. I looked up that. I was seeing what keyboards to buy.
I'll be honest with you. Whenever there was a scene with Anakin and Padme, I was just like,
yeah, but half of them were just fast forward.
I was just fast forwarding.
Because this is a 2 hour, 22-minute movie.
Dude, I had to watch it last night. I went out for
Me
Chinese
too.
dinner, and then I come back home for this.
Right,
I should have stayed eating Chinese food.
You should have. I mean, you could have just carried this with. You've seen this a few times, I'm sure.
I've seen this enough, but there's also, you got to get the specifics. You got to hear about how bad the writing is. You got to see how, man, this is a club, but there's about 6 people in here.
The CGI in this movie is shocking.
Yeah. Well,
which it is of the time, but I feel like, for example, they CGI'd the food when Padme and Anakin are eating. They CGI'd the food because it went into her mouth, and I'm going, hold on. That's not how you chew. It just didn't work.
But they didn't have Sidious to pull the strings at that point, because
Right,
they were doing like force things. Is that the part that you're speaking of?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because there was no head with the strings, but you're hoping that there was a head with the strings.
You need an actual string.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
One of them green screen strings that you put it past, and it's just like, bro, that's floating.
Bro, that's floating. Exactly.
Yeah.
Now that was that. Yeah, there was a lot of very poor CGI. The explosions look terrible.
Yeah. Especially the first one, that's meant to be like, oh my goodness, what's going on here? Is Padme dead?
The best thing is the dude going, oh, this was not too bad. It's all worked out well. No issues at all. Explosion. I didn't know that was going to happen.
Man's is from play school as well.
Oh, yeah, I thought I recognised him. Dude, that's respect. There was also one of the other ladies was the Australian actress. I recognised. She was in there for maybe 10 seconds.
It was the Rose Byrne.
That's one. Yeah.
Was it her? Because I was thinking that looks like Rose Byrne.
It looked exactly like her.
It might be Rose Byrne.
I reckon it's Rose Byrne.
We have to check the IMDb's, but it might be Rose Byrne. But yeah, Vincent, what my question was though initially, you're getting into CGI things. I'm asking you what the plot of this movie was.
I'm just tangenting, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But okay. This is one of my points.
The plot of this movie, I was trying to come up with a plot of this movie, and it's just
heads ain't seen it.
No. So the plot. What is the plot of this movie? So Padme and Anakin fall in love, where Padme looks like she's not interested in him at all. But there was a light switch that flicked, and I reckon he did some force stuff going, you will fall in love with me.
Oh, yeah.
Bro, what the hell do you do? You will fall in love with me. You're just going to keep doing it? You will fall in love with me. Anakin, please. I'm a strong mind. You will fall. All right, fine.
I mean, you knock at the door enough, someone's going to open it. You know what I mean? Heads get sick of someone, then they end up being like, bro, I mean, that's
just
what,
come in.
That's what happens. That's how most marriages occur. Some man's like, bro, this, or some woman's like, bro, I like this person for specific reasons. I'm going to go talk to him. They're like, oh man, this guy's talking to me again. Oh bro, this guy's here again. Oh, bro,
they're just there all the time.
It's just like, bro, he's here. Like, you know,
You turn around, they're there.
like I'm an adult, I've only got so much time for other things, for, finding specific spouses and whatnot. This man's always here.
Civic spouses.
Spouses come to me, I can just be like, bro, you know what? You're here. Let's go out for brunch,
Bro, you talking elf on the shelf, we talking spouse in my house. Solved. Like and subscribe.
Dude, someone's got to put that on a t-shirt. How you gonna have that come out and no one's putting it on a t-shirt?
That's why I was late. I was just thinking about jokes like that,
You're in bed, your partner's there. It's like, don't you have to be at the back catalogue studios at 10 o'clock? Elf on a shelf, right?
Doing these ones. Stroking your forehead. Yeah. I can feel it. I'm massaging it out. Spouse on the house.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's too good.
But yeah, so I don't actually know what the plot of this movie is. There's a bit of trying to work out who's after Padme.
So essentially, Padme's got to do a big vote. That's going to be like, this is what's going to happen with like Senate things, right? We're talking Senate things. We're talking political things. We're talking embargoes. We're talking all sorts of words that are.
There was no trade embargoes.
There was none
in this one,
but there's someone trying to kill her to prevent that vote from happening. But essentially, they're trying to lead into the fact that they want these clones that have been made for many years to actually be put out into action to help out the Jedi Order and the Jedi Knights and the Republic.
And Padme and Anakin.
And they're doing romantic things. But that's, it's essentially the clones are a stepping stone for what will happen later in this series. Execute
Order 66.
Bro, he knows it.
Bro, anyone out there has got that in there.
Bro, if you listen to the back catalogue, and there's going to be one day where like someone will do that.
Oh yeah, Jeff, mate, he's going to be doing it.
He'll be like,
Big Bezos. He'll be out there. He'll say, whatever that Amazon thing. Hello,
Alexa.
I don't think we're supposed to say that.
Why not?
Well, because then it activates other things. Although that's only if you're saying it out loud. Anyway, we've said it now.
Wait, are you saying like things are going to happen to us? Like Jeff's going to come through the house?
As in heads can be listening to this on their computer or whatever, and then they're going to be talking about purchasing Star Wars Episode 2 on Blu-ray.
Hey Alexa, sign up to the Patreon for the back catalogue boys. Put you on the $30 tier. $30 tier, please. All the credit card information, just put it in there. Right, we've just. My goodness, bro, you're
blowing up. This is not even live.
No, dude, this is what Jeff Bezos should have done when he was not as famous. I also watched a video about Jeff Bezos and whether or not his laugh got more, crazy as he got richer.
His laugh?
Yeah. Like he has that laugh.
To be honest, I don't think I've ever heard Jeff Bezos speak. I've only seen pictures of him.
Just him sweating with a.
I just imagine the first time I listened to him, right? He's gone up there, he's telling everyone to go to Mars and he's going, all right, guys. We have to go to Mars. He sounds like Mickey Mouse or something.
But also, we're on Amazon Music, so like, hey, like and subscribe there. But I should say, if Jeff Bezos was called Bill Bezos, I'd trust the man with every ounce of my body.
Bill Bezos. That's a trustworthy name.
Billy B.
Bro, Billy B.
Billy Bezos.
Bro, Billy Bezos has got billions.
Dude, Bill's so big. He calls him William for real. You know what I mean? That's not. I didn't make that up. That's that's a line from a rap song.
Just to clarify, everyone.
It was no spouse on a house thing. I didn't make it up. I can't take credit.
That's because you were early to the. You were on time. Sorry, not early. You were on time.
I wasn't doing these ones.
You weren't doing those ones.
So let's get into the love story. We may as well get into the love story. You were correct about Rose Byrne being in this film. It is her.
I thought so.
Yeah, a young Rose Byrne, obviously. But she looks exactly the same because,
exactly the same.
There's some people in Hollywood, they just don't age. I don't know if it's just because like they're living a lifestyle in which they just be like, bro, I'm just in a Star Wars movie doing Star Wars things. How amazing is that? Or whether there's other things that are going on. Like, you know, they got some Nivea cream that I don't got. Because, bro, you look at me, I don't look like Rose Byrne.
They go to special Hollywood supermarkets.
You know, they got the GMOs in the food.
They got a lot of GMOs. Maybe they got even more GMOs than usual.
Yeah.
Maybe it's not, oh, you shouldn't have GMOs, you should have organic. Maybe you should just have more GMOs.
Why not? Genetically modify yourself. You know?
That's what people do.
That's what I'm saying, bro. You done it, I've done it. Anyway, let's get into the love story because Vinny's right. This is like a one-way street for 90% of this film.
It's so strange because the whole time it's, Anakin, don't look at me like that. Oh,
Bro.
Stop looking at me. He looks at her so creepy.
Yeah, and he's like, her scent is so intoxicating.
Yeah.
It's like, George, what were you penning?
Honestly, I don't know if I realized, I don't know if I thought this the first time I watched this movie.
Yeah.
But Anakin Skywalker is the worst character.
Oh, yeah. And this is the issue that many people run into. This is like a Twilight thing. This is like, you know how you've got Kristen Stewart, you've got R-Pats. You know how much I love R-Pats.
Right,
Mans didn't get anything in Twilight.
He didn't get anything.
The way he was written, the way he was told to act, like he couldn't show off his full potential. That's the same as this Hayden Christensen. This man probably is a good actor.
They're very awkward lines, and also it seems like a lot of the scenes aren't long enough. There's one where they're in a field and they're riding these very
creatures, whatever.
These very bottom heavy creatures.
Yeah,
and they're surfing, and it's just Anakin falls off one, and Padme goes, "Oh my goodness, Hayden Christensen," and he goes, "It's okay, Natalie Portman, I'm okay, ha ha ha," and that's the end of the scene.
Yeah, and that's the first time when they sort of fall in love, you know, because like she's laughing at him for once, like she's actually smiling at something that he has done.
But that's after they have that kiss, and then they in the picnic. There's that meme, you know.
Yeah, dude. I know when I was watching it, I was like, Vinny's gonna know about.
I know this meme. I was going, right, this is from the meme.
Yeah. But they don't actually say much. It's just about that's one of like there's a lot of things in here where it's Anakin being like, bro, I'm gonna become Darth Vader at some point.
He says too much stuff. He just monologues.
Well, this is a perfect example, right? You know, a relationship is a two-way street. Yeah. We're talking like you do this much, I'll do this much. We're going at the same levels here, right? When Padme, they first get to that planet, which looks dope. Like I'd love to, you know, spend a vacation at that planet. You know, you just got grass and waterfalls, right? You put me near a waterfall, I'm like, bro, this is vacation. I don't even know I don't care if I'm on a work, you know, trip. I'm on vacation, right? But
they said don't go chasing waterfalls, but you should go chasing waterfalls.
I don't understand why.
They look great.
Why, you know, that band said that.
I was trying to think of who the people are.
I think they're the people that did Scrubs, no Scrubs.
Yeah, but...
TLC,
yeah. Tender Love and Care.
Yeah.
Which is not reciprocated by Padme to Anakin.
No, but this is the thing. This is where you're right about Anakin just doing too many monologues. When they get there, Padme's like, you know, we used to come here, we used to swim in the water, the blue water. Oh my goodness, it was amazing. And Anakin's like, the sand. Like he gets into his sand monologue.
Oh, that's then, isn't it?
There's no like, oh yeah, bro, that sounds fantastic.
Because they're talking about the beaches.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, he's like, it's caustic. That's. I didn't realize how bad that was.
I mean, he's not wrong.
He's not wrong. No. He raises valid points, but to just, you know, this is a girl that you want to be in romantic, you know, relationship with. And you're saying, bro, sand sucks. I hate the sand. It's coarse. It gets in my toes.
Like, you love the beach, bro. I hate it. Or how are we going to have a date at the beach? You want to go there or don't, you know? I'm going to be wearing shoes on the sand. You know, this is where he gets into too much. The one scene that actually has some like heat to it, I'm like, okay, you know, this is they've given him something. Is when after Anakin finds that his mother's being kidnapped by the sand people, you know.
Yeah. Tusken Raiders.
The Tusken Raiders.
They're cool though.
I mean,
in The Mandalorian, if you've seen The Mandalorian, you know how cool the Tusken Raiders are.
That's right. But then he goes and he like massacres the whole.
I killed them all. The women, the children, the animals.
Yeah, bro.
Bro, get the heck out of here. I like fixing things. I'm good at fixing things. Get the heck out of here, Anakin Skywalker.
But when he does that, you know, I killed all the animals, I killed all the thing, it's meant to be some heavy scene, and then like the Darth Vader theme plays in the background. It's just like, what, you didn't think we knew at this point?
Bro, this guy's going to be bad at some point. Bro, the other movies came out 30 years ago.
People are like, that's him. That's the guy from the other movies. My God. George knew what he was doing. Like, he made these movies to line up for some reason.
It's as if they're in episode order increasingly. You know?
Yeah. So I think that you're right about Anakin just being a moody teenager in this movie.
Oh, shocking.
And he can be a cool character because he is someone that is still developing, his force powers. He's that unbalanced mix between like anger and Jedi-ness.
Yeah, but
right?
there's just not enough that shows that unbalanced mix because it seems to be all or nothing almost.
Right.
He just kills all these heads, and then he's sad because his mum's died. It's just, I mean, understandably, he's very emotional, but I feel like they didn't give him enough meaningful dialogue.
I don't think they gave him much at all.
Yeah.
Like, not even meaningful anything. Not even like, you didn't look at him and say, man, this guy's, he may not be good with dialogue, but at least he's good with the action. He's doing crazy things, He's going to be the greatest and the most powerful Jedi or Sith in the future. Yeah. Man gets his arm cut off by Count Dooku, which is wild, but...
That's wild, and also there's nothing that's said about that. My man's just got no arm, and Padme just hugs him as if he's got an arm. Bro, what happened there? Oh, I lost my arm. Okay.
So, yeah, you're right. I would say that Anakin is not the strongest
I'll
point
tell
of
you
the
one
movie.
thing. If you told me that this movie was made as a fan film,
Yeah.
I would have gone, yeah, I believe that wholeheartedly.
Oh, 100%. But George Lucas is a fan, and that's part of the issue.
There's so many disjointed parts of dialogue, and I feel like they also over-explain a lot of things.
Yeah.
For example, when Jango Fett and Boba Fett were in the ship or something, I can't remember what they said, but they said something like, did I write it down?
It wasn't when they killed, they tried to kill Obi-Wan and they're like, oh, we got him. Now we must finish him.
Something like that. They said something that was obvious. You're going, yeah, well, clearly.
You're saying that, though.
Like that.
I will say, because we just got to that scene, those seismic charges were the coolest thing about
Oh,
this
they
movie.
were sick, yeah.
That's
was good
the coolest.
CGI.
Not only is it great CGI, but it also, the spot where, there's no sound at all, then it explodes. It's just like, this is cool. This is something different. This is something fresh. Yeah. And then, it's back to, Mans is doing what Mans was doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. The funny, well, right at the start, they're trying to protect Padme, and she's sleeping, and then there's those little...
The slugs.
The slugs.
Yeah. Which that's scary for me.
Which they're trained insects. That's wild.
Yeah, I know.
You train an insect. That's crazy.
How do you give an insect treats?
That's what I mean. You train a dog, you go, okay, yeah, but that absolutely anyone can do that.
You go,
every man and his dog can do that.
Yes, exactly right. A dog could train itself. At this point.
Insects, you tell them shake my hand. Which appendage are they going to use to shake your hand?
Is it just one appendage?
Is it all of them?
Yeah.
But anyway, then they're looking at each other, Obi-Wan Kenobi and Anakin Skywalker, and then they just run off and he goes, I feel it too.
Yeah, dude. I love Obi-Wan Kenobi because he's just just seems like he's in there, but he's been smoking all the Snoop Dogg, he was with Snoop Dogg. Snoop Dogg's a Jedi somewhere because Obi-Wan's just in there and he's just saying, this is deplorable. But he's smiling about it.
This is deplorable.
He's trapped by Count Dooku and he's just saying, bro, get me out of here so I can slap you around. He never has. I don't think he ever comes in with a plan.
No, I don't.
But he's always calm, cool, calm, and collected.
And he's always he puts his robe over each other and he just holds his hands there. The way he walks is hilarious. It's really cute. He's walking over with his little robe.
Dude, I love it. When he's you see that when he's on that planet. Camino, yeah. El Camino. Yeah, shout out Breaking Bad, the sequel.
That's right.
When he's on that, the El Camino planet and he's
walking around like that. Walking
around with them long neck folk. He's just walking around being like, I'm meant to be here.
You're I'm sure you're happy with the army. Yeah, let's have a look. That's a good bit. I have to say, the whole Camino situation, that was a really good part of the movie.
Yeah, it's a good part, but you watch that, bro. I got eye strain watching that part of the.
Because it was so white,
Oh, bro.
so bright. Yeah, see, that's because you're probably watching a dimly lit room.
I was watching a dimly lit room. That's right.
I mean, that's just what
I
happens.
had the lights on.
Oh, that's
Lights
wild.
on, bro.
That's
Because
wild.
you got to be like matching you can't be doing that eye strain.
No, that's right. It can't be. Well, I had the blue light filter on, which is not good for color reproduction, but I'd rather save my eyes.
Yeah, bro. You got blue light glasses as well?
No,
Do they work?
not really.
I don't think they work.
They're a
do
bit of a scam.
Yeah.
You're better off just putting blue light things on your screens.
But in saying that, because I know there's a lot of sponsors that do blue light glasses,
If you sponsor us, then we will
we'll re-edit this.
endorse
this
the
podcast.
benefits. Yeah.
Bro. I'll jump into whatever scams you want us to, bro. Pyramid schemes, like we're about that, bro. I love the pyramids. I want to go to Egypt one day. I think now, like you go to the pyramids, there's like a McDonald's like across the road.
Come on.
But anyway, So I want to talk about, speaking on that, can we talk about just a little bit about all the different sets that they had in this movie?
Yep.
Because I think that there was only a couple that actually felt like, oh, there's things going on here. And, this is a place that life happens and there's more to the story than just this is one set.
Yeah.
Like, for example, the two biggest ones for me were the nightclub, when they walk in there looking
As
for...
bad sets or good sets?
It's a bad set.
Okay.
And the reason that the nightclub was a bad set, not necessarily because what was going on in it. I see a sports bar there, but if I go to a club of some sort and I see a sports bar, I'm like, this is where I need to be.
How much money can I put on the ponies?
Nah. Well, I mean, I don't watch the ponies, but like you'll see a football match.
Yeah,
you'll see a UFC match.
You're a sports fan.
I'm a sports fan, but especially on a big screen, you got a Parmigiani in front of you. You're probably like, bro, I've got a Parmy in front of me. I've got a big sport on the screen.
A big sport. I've got a big sport on the screen. Look how big this sport is.
I'm sitting here with my colleagues. They might be friends. They might be colleagues.
But it's okay because you got your
work trips.
Parmesan, you got your big sport.
Yeah. So then this is the thing, right? You look around that space and it's just like there's people who are like, I mean, it might be coronavirus times because they're 1.5 meters apart. People are in this area doing like dancing things, but there doesn't seem to be music playing. People are in this area just standing there. It just seems too open.
Yeah, I didn't really take much note of it. I think I might have been on my phone in that part.
That's okay. The other one is when Obi-Wan is looking for Kamino and he's like, there should be a system here because all the gravity is pulling, all these planets and stars towards this space, right? Then he goes to the library. He's like, hey, Mrs. Librarian, there's no planet here. And then she's like, well, it doesn't exist. And there's no one else in the library.
No, and then the kid comes up and then the librarian is just talking to the kid and that's it.
And there's nothing else. There's just a bunch of blue things and some heads. I'm not saying that heads go to the library all the time. I'm not saying that heads are in there, bro, Shakespeare brought out the latest hit. Have a look. I mean, I know Shakespeare doesn't write books, but like he brought out the latest hit in the Star Wars universe, right? Jane Austen.
Jane Austen.
Jane Austen's doing Jane Austen things. I know that heads aren't always in there, but when I go to a Dimmicks, if they still exist, there's going to be heads in there being like, come on, look at this, bro. Look how great this book is. And there's going to be another person being like, yes, I agree, that book is good.
Yeah, the library is the place for socializing.
At some
Bro,
point.
you seen how good this book is? Far out, it's a real page turner.
But have you ever been in a library and you
Nah,
just
bro,
look-
I like my books on one page. Just read them all in one, top to bottom.
Have you ever been to a library in which you're the only man in there? And then a kid walks up and hugs the librarian.
That's every library I've been to. No, the last library I went to was in uni, and that's just heads studying.
And they're just stressed out because they're like, bro, I've got to do quantum physics in one night.
That's right, yeah.
I've been here since 2:00 in the morning. I've got an exam.
Yeah, and I'm watching a lecture on double speed, and I'm on my phone.
I remember I was going into a uni. My cousin who was studying another subject, he was studying like engineering, right? And this guy comes up to him, like we're just walking into the place. And this guy comes up to him and he's like, hey, what did you get up to last night? He's like, oh, just relax. I did all my study there, whatever. Just relax last night. He's like, bro, we were at uni till 2:00 in the morning last night. Are you serious? You weren't studying last night? My cousin's like, bro, this is a 9:00 exam. How you're saying disrespect to me because I wasn't up at 2 a.m. in the morning?
Bro, you need adequate sleep.
You need adequate sleep. But also, like, what are you going to learn? What are you going to get at 2:00 in the morning?
But also, why is this man's roasting you? Bro, you weren't up at 2:00 in the morning? You're gonna fail this exam, bro.
Fail the exam, bro. There's nothing to it. And also that just reminds me of the people that would go into the exam. They'd be like, I'm gonna fail this exam. And they'd be like, bro, I got 100%. Can you believe it? I must have circled a couple of things right. I thought I did them wrong, but they were right. It's like, bro, I know that you're smart. I'm the man that's studying. Like, I'm the man that has to put in the work. I know that you know things. I know A plus B squared equals C squared. You know what I mean?
That's not correct.
It's A squared plus B squared equals C
You were
squared.
almost there.
I forgot about the first squared.
Yeah.
But, anyway, we'll get out of that. But I just wanted to say that Star Wars is such an awesome space.
Yeah.
Part of the reason that Star Wars is awesome is, when you see Mandalorian, when you see the older ones, even some
when
of the
you
newer,
go to Dagobah.
even when 100%. Even when you see some of the newer ones as well, they've got heads in there, real people.
Yeah, I think
interacting with real things.
I think also they had very closed shots. So there was only a few people in the shots. It was very closed in. There weren't a lot of establishing scenes apart from the first one where, for example, they go to Tatooine and it's just the overhead shot of them coming in. And then it's just them with the fly.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. I sort of zoned out while you were saying that. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Because
I don't think it was. I don't know how valid that point is anymore.
The reason I zoned out is because I was just thinking of like the chrome plane that they flew in with, the chrome ship, and I'm like, why are you gonna have a chrome ship?
That's you're trying to fly under the radar, bro. You're flying and it's reflecting. Everyone's getting sun in their eyes. They're going, what the hell, bro? Why you got a mirror as a ship?
Also, you're going to an impoverished like planet.
Yeah.
And you're coming in with chrome like car. Like,
bro, you come back, you got the wings on bricks.
I was saying more so like you're going to this place where you came from as a child and you understand how hard it is and you're coming in like, you're rolling in the Rolls Royce.
Yeah.
And heads are like, bro, I can't get food on my table and you're doing this to me. This fly slug man, I am literally his slave. This man who is like a slug, but he's also a fly. Can you believe that this exists? And you got chrome, like chrome on chrome, I guess that's future things, right?
Chrome on chrome, bro.
Everything's chrome in the future.
I'm just thinking the wings are on bricks. And then Anakin goes, and he goes, bro, why did you have to put them on bricks? It's got landing gear.
Landing gear's still there.
Landing gear's still there.
It's still
Let's just put it on bricks. Just to show that someone's taking gear from the vehicle.
Essentially, in this movie, we'll get into like the last bit. All the heads get captured. Anakin, Padme, and Obi-Wan get captured, and they're put into this arena where there's just these animals trying to fight them, which that's pretty cool. But they're trying to make a big climax of being like, hey, this is where the clones are going to hit up with the Jedi. They're going to come in. They're going to mess people up. Things are going to go down here.
This was the most boring war fight scene I've probably watched.
I skipped through it.
It's so bad because the Jedi aren't even doing cool things. They're just swinging their lightsabers around and then some dude gets killed, a droid gets shot.
Yeah, no, 100%. They're
C-3PO's got a head and then the body's on another one and that's a whole bit. And I'm going, bro,
I don't care about this. I don't care when I'm looking and I just see an arena filled with people and I just see like green and purple, one purple light just flashing around. A couple of blues in there. And, from that, Jango Fett dies. Jango Fett gets his head cut off. And then Boba Fett, picks it up, bro, your head is in this thing. Imagine you pick up your dad gets his head chopped off. He's got a helmet on. You pick it up, the head just flops out the bottom. You'd be like, this is trauma for me now.
It was already trauma. Now it's even more trauma.
But, origins of Boba Fett, origins of, Order 66, whatever. Count Dooku escapes. This was not only a movie in which a lot happened, but at the same time, nothing happened.
Yeah, because there were too many things for anything to be meaningful.
Yeah, that's the tagline. If you want too many things for anything to be meaningful, episode 2 is for you. It wasn't very good.
Yeah,
I want to get into the fact that this movie wasn't very good, and I feel
let me just have a look at see what else I wrote down. So
I got Dooku spills the beans in my notes.
Spills the beans.
Yeah. Yeah, well, that's another. Yeah, that reminded me. So, the story is that Palpatine's within the Republic, and he's pulling the strings. He's getting things ready to.
They're trying to get him to have this control to create the army, because then he has the army and then he can do Order 66.
That's right. Yeah. But also, like, he's already done. He's already got the chips in him. Like, he was involved with that process in which, because Order 66 happens because they've got
That's right.
These, you know,
They got override codes.
override and whatnot, right? So there's clues dropped along
But
the way.
surely someone would have said, "Oh, hold on, is that what?" So, hold on, your Uber Eats is here. What order's that one? Order 66. Dude, just coming out firing. You know,
Well, yeah.
I feel like that is a. You know, you got to be doing like Charlie Tango Echo Minor.
Oh, you got to be
X-ray.
doing something because
You got to do something like that.
you're going to be at that four-armed man's like deli.
Yeah.
You know, at his diner, sorry, and he's going to be saying Order 66.
Yeah,
You know, 2 hamburgers and a side of fry, and then man's is getting shot up.
That's right. And
You
he's
know,
only
all the
got
Jedi-
one arm.
All the Jedi are dying, and he's just like, why has this happened?
What's going on here?
What's going on here? Why does this occur to me? But
Excuse me, sir, you forgot your fries.
this is what I was trying to get into. So Count Dooku says to Obi-Wan, he says, you know, there's someone within the Republic who's like pulling the strings. He openly says that there's someone in there who's doing big things, he's pulling the strings. Yoda says, you know, my vision is clouded by the dark side. And he's looking at Palpatine like, man, I'm a bit sus about you. Palpatine has moved his way up from being just like, you know, a dude in the back of the politics to a dude at the very forefront of the politics. And heads are like, man, there's someone involved here. He's making big moves. He's from the dark side. This old man seems to be getting older as the movies progress. Like, I mean, that usually happens, but he's also looking like a bit worse for wear.
He looks withered.
He looks withered, like the dark side's playing on him. You know, it's playing on his mind. I don't know. Might be Mr. Binks. Let's go check out Mr. Binks, you know? And Mr. Binks is in this movie doing politics.
You guys heard that fan theory from the previous movie? Darth Jar Jar? Bro, it's him.
I don't understand how these people who are meant to be, you know, the smartest and wisest people in the universe don't understand that Palpatine is doing Palpatine things.
Yeah.
But I digress.
So the other thing that I found hilarious was in that bar scene was that dude that came up to
Obi-Wan.
Obi-Wan.
With the death sticks.
and he goes, "You want these?" I do not want any. You will go home and rethink your life. I will go home and rethink my life. Dude, that was hilarious.
We need someone to come into this pod and say,
That's what I was thinking. I was thinking, bro, because I feel like that's happened to me, but I keep rethinking my life and I end up in the same spot. I end up at the conclusion where, it should be fine.
Because, like, you've only got so much brain capacity.
That's right.
Especially if you're out there selling death sticks, you know? But anyway, is there anything else that you wanted to touch on?
So, okay. Yeah, number one, Dooku looking like he's on a space Vespa when he's scooting off. That's the funniest looking vehicle.
Yeah.
All the other ones have got big stuff coming out the sides and big rockets, and this guy's literally on a little scooter, which was funny.
That's not menacing, is it? Also, their battle, the fight between Yoda and Count Dooku, where they're just like, throw this at you, throw that at you.
But yeah, the best is they're both, Yoda's just there, and Count Dooku is taking a good 5 seconds to pull this thing off the wall. Yoda, just chuck your lightsaber
I
at
was
him.
going to say, dude, chuck a rock at the man. You do something more than just standing there.
Get some sand from in between Anakin's toes, and just
Some blood sport action.
yeah.
You know? Yeah, absolutely.
And so the other thing is Obi-Wan Kenobi, when he's on the planet with they're making the droids,
Yeah.
he calls Mace Windu and Yoda while he's still on the planet.
I mean, that's fine. Are you saying like 3G? Like he hasn't got 3G out there?
No, that's not the issue. The issue is surely you would leave, then call them.
But he wanted to get Django. That's his, you know, not the Django. He wanted to get Django.
Okay, well,
like
there
the
you
D
go.
is not there and it's not silent. 'Cause
Okay.
It's not there.
Okay, well there you go. So
But also,
that's solved.
You know,
BuzzFeed solved.
but also, but I understand what you're saying.
Yeah,
Because
I forgot that he stayed there.
But also,
See, I don't know if he stayed there just because he got captured.
No. That was prior because he was wanting to get Django and take him back for like further questioning.
Yeah.
But that's like me being like, yeah, I'm here with Vincent. Yeah, no, I'm going to get him and bring him back to the station for questioning. Yeah, his son's here too. I might slap him around a bit as well. That's what he essentially did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. The last thing is which is another big big thing that I think that they stuffed up with Anakin Skywalker to show that
Everything.
to show that he's the dark side. You know, this is how he's turning to the dark side. He's talking to Padme and he's going, I wasn't strong enough to save my mother.
Yeah. He wants to...
Like, that was a whole thing that... What do you mean you weren't strong enough? Man's just got there late. I got to the studio late. You got to the Tatooine late.
Like, your car you should be talking about what car you were driving.
That's right.
You know, you should be talking about your vehicle.
But if he was stronger, what would he have done? And he's going, I'm going to make people come back from the dead.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
That's why.
Yeah,
because
but...
then, like, you know, heads are in his ear saying, like, oh, bro, this Sith Lord was so strong he could make people come back from the dead.
It was just so forced.
Yeah.
And not forced as in, you know, may the force be with you.
Oh, the opposite of it. You know, may it not be with you. You know, what do the Sith Lords say? Bro, I hope it's not with you.
Oh, right.
Because they use the force.
But so then they should say that may the force be with you.
Yeah, but they're also, like, you know, bad people. So they don't want you to have, like, you know, a good day.
May the force be with me only.
That's true. Yeah.
And not with you specifically.
And, you know, the other person that I'm with, because there's usually two of us.
Yeah, that's
Because
right.
it's all absolutes, you know? Absolutely. Where, you know, if we were in the Star Wars universe, we'd be
We'd be kings, bro.
We'd be Sith.
Absolute.
Because we're just absolute.
We're just absolute.
Everything's absolute.
Absolute.
Should we tell them whether or not this movie is worth the $11.99 for Disney Plus admission?
No, but I mean, the thing is, you buy this, you admitted to this, you got to be admitted to the whole Star Wars. So I guess it is, but not specifically for this movie.
Not specific. Like, if this was the only movie on there, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely not. This is not worth any admission. I remember being hyped about this when I was younger. I remember I believe I went and watched it at the theatres.
That's wild.
Because it was 2002. 2002 very own. We were 7 years old, you know?
That's nuts. I definitely didn't watch it.
Well, I mean, that's fine. Because you were doing Snow White things.
I was on Snow White.
This movie is probably a bit better than Snow White, but I haven't seen Snow White.
Yeah, to be honest, I'd probably rather watch Snow White. Shorter movie.
That's true. You'd hope.
It's not a great movie because, you know, there's non-consent things and that's deplorable.
Yeah.
But you got dwarves and whatnot. They're pretty cool.
And, like, you've got that game if you have the DVD.
You got the game.
You got the maze.
That's a big plus.
That's a big plus, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, is that it?
I think that's when we can tell them where they can find us.
Yeah. So if you're on YouTube, like and subscribe. We've crossed 100 subscribers, so that's pretty wild.
Hey, you know, only 900 to go.
900? Jamie, can you confirm that with me? Patreon, back catalogue. We are doing content all the time. There's so much content on there. It's $2 a month. If you want to support the show, that's how you can do it. $2 dues a month. Mm-hmm. And what else do? We do Instagram. That's about it. Check out our other YouTube videos. And farewell.
Farewell.